Okay, hi everyone. This is Ian Faria, and I'm doing the series on Mind Talks with a famous physiotherapist expert in Bangalore. He runs Attitude Prime, done so much of good for everyone. So, Gladson, thank you for coming on Mind Talks and welcome to this session.
Thank you so much, Ian sir, for the invite, and it's my pleasure to be back where I was so many years back, and nice to see you this morning. Yes.
Excellent. Excellent. So, Gladson, just a few questions for you, and this is done more so that we can get more information for the outside world in how leadership happens, in how success happens. So just give us a brief of who's Gladson and how has he become so successful and how many lives has he touched? Just a general viewpoint of that.
Sure. So I'm Gladson Johnson. I'm a practicing sports physiotherapist in Bangalore for the past 16 years. My basic belief into my profession is exercise is medicine and attitude is prime. Uh, I've been exercising for the past 21 years. Gymming and martial arts is my base of training. I happened to become an ultra marathon runner 10 years back, so relatively that is new. I've done around 25 plus full marathons, which is 42.2 kilometers, and I've done around 3 ultra marathon, which is 110 kilometers. Wow. So that's a brief about myself.
Wow. And still you look so fit and healthy and all that. And probably because of the marathons, you look fit and healthy.
Marathons, I told you, is just new, but my base is always martial arts and weight training. Yes.
I believe your kids are also doing martial arts and they're at brown belt level. Just tell us about that also, Gladson.
I have 2 kids, a daughter and a son. My daughter is 11 years old and my son is 10 years old. Mm-hmm. They have also been practicing martial arts for the past 6 years and they are in brown belt now. They will be attempting their black belt test next year.
Wow. Wow. So 2 kids as black belts. Are you scared of them or what?
I think yes. Because always whenever I practice exercises at home, I mean, to bring novices into exercise, they very keenly watch me. Okay, what is this guy doing? The moment I finish and I make a record of what I write, they'll come back. I can do 2 more variations. Wow. And they'll show me 2 more variations and they'll tell me, Pop, now you try it. And very often I feel challenged the way they do it. I must admit that.
Oh, I love this. Jaden, such a cute guy. I can't imagine him as a black belt. So, Gladson, just to get into your mind a little bit, as a successful person, you're running Attitude Prime as a clinic, and that's good for helping people with their health. But it's also a business. So these 2 different areas, plus you have your personal drive towards marathon and martial arts. Tell us really, how do you manage to balance so many things?
Good question, and very often asked to me by my own clients, because when they see me inside the clinic working from morning 8 to 4:30, they say, wow, you're so busy, and how do you find time for your marathon running? When do you train yourself? Mm-hmm. And you say that you train your kids also every day around 45 minutes. How do you get the time for all these things? It's 13 years back when I actually met Ian sir. That's what I would say, where I joined him basically to learn how to speak in front of people. I thought that was one of the easiest job to do. Only till I stood in front of a group of 10 people, my hands were searching something to hold on all the time. I realized how nervous I was. What I thought I knew in my heart, I could not bring it to my articulated speech. And I realized it's not enough to know things. You need to know how to convey that to the world. That makes a big difference. Communication is not just about speaking. It's about speaking your own mind in a way that a common man can understand. It took years for me to master that skill. But as I mastered that, I also realized there are a lot of healthy habits which, if one implies in his life, success is a byproduct of doing all those things. You need not beat for success. You need not fight for success. It just comes your way because you have done the groundwork already. Yeah. I will share you one thing, by the way. When I was training with Ian over around 5 years plus, I realized one thing. In one of his training sessions, he mentioned, every attribute of your life or whatever you do, ensure that they all meet a common goal. That was a very easy statement, but it carried a lot of weightage. Let it all meet a common goal. Whatever you do, there should be one line which can connect everything you do. You should not be fragmented in life. Morning, I'll do something else different. Through the day, I'm something else. Evening, I'm different. You can do different things, but they all need to have one connective line. If you are able to manage that one connectivity between all your actions, success has to come to you. Wow. There is no other option. So I started aligning my life according to those lines. So if I personally exercise, I don't do it just because I have to personally exercise. What can I learn from my own personal exercise to teach others? I started putting my mind to that. Till that, workouts were just about 60 minutes a day, and I had to get out of that because I've done my 60 minutes. So I started applying my mind. How can I take this learning to the audience I'm going to meet in my clinic? And when I meet my patients in my clinic, I even take feedbacks from them. Okay, this is what I taught them and this is the way they felt, which means I cannot directly give this exercise to them. I have to break it down. Right. And I started taking that learning back to my gym session the next day morning. Evening, when I start training my kids, I put both the learnings. My personal learning, what I learned in my clinic. Now these are another audience were very small kids. Wow. How do I still break that down and make it chewable for them? So I'm not a different person everywhere. I carry the learnings from one place to the other, so that I'm not doing so many different things. Today when I'm doing marathon running, it looks like a different thing, but I'm adding value to my fitness. At the same time, I'm taking that learning to give it to another audience. So I can connect everything which I'm doing to one common goal, that is exercise is medicine. Thank you. It all started here.
I really wish so many people understood this.
In GCF, Global Citizens Forum, number of years ago.
That is such a long time back. Then we went to Game Changers
Forum, yes.
And then we had done so many things. Now we have got Tilt. In fact, Gladson, I want to invite you to Tilt. You should come there. I mean, you'll be amazed at the quality of leaders we have there. And you're a great leader. I'm formally inviting you to Tilt, the India Leadership Think Tank. And that is where we want to make India number one. So, Gladson, now give some general tips for the Janta, for people who are listening to you as a superhero, ultra marathoner. I mean, oh God, I can go on saying epithets about you. But if you can give us some idea about what is the sum and substance of health, what can we do on a regular basis to keep ourselves healthy, body, mind, whatever you want?
Okay. Health today is $1 million business. If you see establishment, there are a lot of establishments and investments going into health. But if you look into the crux of it, it is not to keep you healthy. It is to cater to your unhealthy lifestyle. Wow. That's where they have done millions and millions of investment. So why would somebody invest so much of dollars into this industry? Because the world knows that we are moving towards an unhealthy lifestyle. And we are somewhere made to believe that unhealthiness is part of life.
Oof, this is a deep one.
And we are Indians. You look at any common movie, if they have to show somebody who's 60 plus, he'll be coughing and he'll be stammering to speak. He will not walk properly. We are tuned to it. Okay, this is how elderly people are supposed to be like. And we all know that we are also growing old and we are preparing ourselves to behave like that when we grow old. You should not forget how powerful is visual media, right? This is the way we are taught to believe and behave eventually. What is your belief? So will be your behave. So unless we change the belief system, nothing is going to change. We are only going to talk about live healthy, live fit, do exercise, but it's not going to change the world at all. So at the first place, we need to understand what is it that we need to do, first of all, for being healthy. My first point is don't do anything to be healthy. Mm-hmm.
It's shocking.
Then it's already in your mind that I have to be healthy and I'm already not healthy. So think that I have to do something for myself. I have to have time for myself. The very thought that I should have time for myself on a daily basis is not in a common man's mind. Common man's mind is work like a donkey for 3 months, once for all, take a week's break, and that is the time for myself.
That doesn't happen.
No, that's wrong. You need to have time for yourself on a daily basis. The person who's having 60 minutes, not even asking more, this is science. 60 minutes, if you can cut yourself off your mobile phone, from your family, from your children, and have the time for yourself, then health becomes a byproduct. You need not fight to become healthy. You end up becoming healthy. That is the first step. Find that 60 minutes for yourself on a daily basis. This is human body.
Right.
You are used to so many gadgets which require an annual maintenance. This engine does not work on annual maintenance. It works on daily maintenance.
Wow, this is super.
Okay. So you need to find that 60 minutes of time. Once you find that 60 minutes of time, the second and the most important thing is consistency. You need to have that 60 minutes every single day. Every single day. You need to have that. Habit is not something which our human body and mind likes. It likes to slack around. But discipline is something which you need to bring it with a conscious involvement. Only the first step is conscious. After that, it becomes part of yourself. You need not fight for that every single day. Once you are consistent, the third is upgradation. I started my journey of fitness by walking. Now, can I say 21 years I'm doing the same old walking? No, that will not benefit me. Understand, you carry an intelligent mind, you carry an intelligent body. It likes things, but it does not like the same thing. So whatever you plan to do, there must be a progressive upgradation of things. Then only your body progressively learns, and a body which is under constant learning mode is always very young from inside. Because we are very tuned that learning means childhood.
Correct.
As a common human being, we have tuned our minds. Learning means it's very young age.
Brilliant.
So the moment you give back to the mind that I'm still in learning mode, the mind tells you you're still young.
You're still young.
And when the mind tells you you're still young, you start behaving young. Are you getting that?
Awesome.
So when you behave young, youthfulness is always with you. This is why in my belief system, old age starts from 80, I always say. People feel surprised. How come you say? And people at 40s talk to me, age is gone, you know. I say, whose age? Yours or your grandmother's? No, it's me only. I'm 40, right?
Oh, goodness.
And I have to tell them back, you're only 40. You're only 55. You're only 65. Don't talk to me like an old man. Then they ask me back, what do you think about the fullness of life? I believe 120 years is the fullness of life. Divided in 3 phases. 40, 40, another 40. After 80 to 120 is grace period. Till 80 is your time to work hard. Okay?
Like
For
this.
that, you need to have a body which cooperates with you. Now this is for the folks who don't have any issues. What if you are listening to me and you say, I already have blood pressure. I've already got diabetes. First, understand one thing. When I talk to people who have diabetes, when they have blood pressure, the easiest answer they give me is, it's hereditary. That's one of the silliest answers you could be.
Yeah.
And once you learn to give answers like that, it clearly tells you don't want to change. Nothing is hereditary. What is hereditary? What is genes? Genes is nothing but it comes with a 50-50%, which means some attributes come naturally. The other 50% is determined by you. It is determined by you. A person who's born to parents who got heart disease or hypertension or diabetic does not mean he should 100% get diabetes and hypertension.
You're right.
He's got a higher chance of getting it.
Risk factor is higher.
The risk factor is higher, but the choice is his.
Correct.
You can always have the risk factor and you can have a healthy lifestyle, good exercise, good sleep and good habits,
Right.
and you can still beat your genetics.
That's brilliant. Actually, this is what we call nature and nurture. So, and Gladson, I'm so glad you brought this up, because they have the 2 things that determine who we are. One is the genetic code, is what we are passed on by our parents. They come in from both the parents and their generations before that. But other thing which is more important is the memetic code. It's the idea virus. It's how ideas can change even our DNA. And today we have proof of that
Yes.
the memetic code can overwrite your genetic code. And I'm so glad you're bringing that up. As a doctor, you're a doctorate in physiotherapy, right?
Yes.
You must have some other things. I don't know. You continuously study. So, Gladson, first of all, I'm so thrilled. I'm telling everybody I want to live 120, 130, and they're laughing at me. I said, boss, you laugh. When I come and bury you, you don't worry about it. So, I'm saying I'll retire at 100. So I'm not looking at your figure of 80. I'm saying 100 minimum to work, man. After that, we'll see what we ought to do. But 130 is my new limit, at least in my mind.
When people ask, what do you want to do after 80? Retire? I would like to say I want to refire.
Oh, I love that. I'm going to rob that from you. I'm
Yes,
going to refire, no retire.
so there's no retiring there. There's only refire. You are forced to retire when your body does not cooperate with you.
Gladson, we are already connected. It looks like in more ways than one, you know. So I want to ask you one or two closing questions. This is great information for everyone, and I hope everyone listening to this start to look at it. Contact Gladson at Attitude Prime. Let me tell you, he's a great guy to talk to. One of the most natural guys. He doesn't believe in medicine and all that. He says, boss, the body produces the medicine. You just do the exercise, okay? And have a nice positive mindset. So it's a pleasure to know Gladson. Closing question for you, Gladson.
Yes.
What is the one general, tip you'll give the whole of India on how to make life good and how to live long? General tip.
I don't have one single tip for that.
Okay, top two or
but
three.
Yeah, that would make sense. Top 2 or 3. The biggest culprit in today's lifestyle, which makes disease, which facilitates disease very fast, is stress. Now, nobody can say that he has got more stress. I've got very less stress in life. Everybody has got stress. But the truth is not spoken. What is the truth? The capacity to bear stress is the highest for human beings. Did you ever know that?
I didn't know that.
Human beings have got the highest capacity to bear stress. Just turn the calendar back and look into history. How many species have got extincted because they just can't adapt to a new change? Human beings, we lived in a world which was animal dominated. Today we are living in a world which is human beings dominated, and animals, half of them have extincted. Wow. By the way, we know a few which got extincted. We don't know how many are even not traceable today. Right. So we have crossed all these timelines because we have been really tough. And that truth is today not spoken. The one thing which is spoken is, after 40 your bones become weaker, so start taking calcium tablets. Women's, after you cross menopause you are weak. We are made to believe a lot of lies. See, let the world tell anything. You listen to your heart. Wow. You listen to your heart whether you want to be that old stick-holding, knee tampering person, or you want to be somebody who people look up to despite whatsoever your age might be. Right. So first starts from your belief. You set your mind the way that I want it to be. This is how I want to be. And I always say, when you want to set your life, always want to be inspirational. People should be inspired by you. Right. You should be in a position, because inspiration is a commanding position, I always call it. It's a position of command. If you can inspire people, you can definitely change their life. Brilliant. So first make a thought to yourself. This is how I want to be in the next 20 years. Make it inspirational. That's the way I lead my life should make at least 10 people want to follow that life. That 10 will become 100, that 100 will become 10,000, 10,000 will become a crore. You will not even know the end receiver who's benefited because you made one decision to change your life. Make that today.
Wow. This is so fabulously said, Gladson. Thank you so much. And, we seem to be thinking in sync in a lot of ways. So I'm looking forward to connecting with you, and let's see what we can do together, Gladson. But lots can be done. And let's team up somewhere. Let's team up somewhere.
Amen to that.
I'm saying double up into that. Thank you so much. Okay, so thank you very much, Gladson. And you've been a great help on this Mind Talk series. I'm sure a lot of people are going to benefit from this. And let's look forward to a better life for the whole of India. Let's make India number 1. That's my primary goal. And Gladson, I'm so glad that we're aligned on this. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.